Hello, I'm Leon. I'm coming to you from a very beautiful city, sitting here near River Isar on the beach. It's early in the morning, the sun is shining, and I would say it's a beautiful day. And I reflected the last days and weeks. With my background, I have a strong background in the international industry and later in the banking treasury part and in strategic units. My father was an executive with a staff with over 400 people, and he had procurist. Yes, and in this age, or in this early years, I found out that this was not big enough for me, and I always wondered what is my route? Why is this is a natural feeling? And in Germany they don't have this energy. And last year I went to a personnel coach from America, and he showed me my lines on the world map with the things I am, when the place where I'm born, and time and all this stuff. And he is very specialized in this discipline. And this is an old knowledge, and he showed me the picture on the world map. And so in Germany, in the place where I spent so many years, there is not even one fucking single line. I said, okay. When I look in my life, when I started traveling, when I look around, I fell in love with India. I fell. America, of course, was with the music. My first in England, and I said, Arabia came in later after India, and India was the key, the first step to Asia, because Japan came later with matcha and Nam-myoho Renge-kyo and a lot of other things, and I really liked it. And so I said, step by step, okay, Asia is interesting, Arabia is interesting, and India and England, they have a strong relationship together, yeah, when you see the history. And with Arabia also, and I came to Dubai, and I said, my goodness, this is amazing, and an amazing place. You can live there with the sun, with a warm sun, and the sun won't burn you. This is, for me, this is the greatest gift on earth. And what they have the ocean, and they have the spirit, and they came up very quick. I said, okay, all these things in my life, and I look in my life, and after I left the middle-sized companies, because I found out that they were too small for me, doing some trainings on the job, and then I said, okay, I want it bigger, I need something else. I came in the IT branch. It was a German-based unit, but they made business all over the world, and with the famous SAP R3, that's probably on top with the shares, and making a lot of money with that. And so they made SAP R3 solutions all over the world, in a big style. So they had Mexico, they had Jakarta, they had Kapstadt, Johannesburg. The people from the whole world came in and said, okay, this is kind of fluidum I really like. And so the people in this unit, in this company, they're making programs, and they really fit in the software and computer sector. They spoke about Mark Zuckerberg, and this was in the 90s. And they said, okay, Mark Zuckerberg, he has the support, a lot of support, and he's dealing with data warehouse and bringing out something big. And later, when Facebook went live, I said, okay. So I'm in Facebook now, and I can see a lot of good things. Then I saw that he was doing an IPO, because I was in the treasury, and said, oh God, my goodness, he has Jewish roots, and the Jews were always brain workers most of the time. He was influenced by psychological things from his parents. So okay, but in this business, when you making an IPO, and I was even in a bank, online bank, in a new market, and I worked with the came up with something like this, making an IPO as well, and the shares 2 years later or 3 years later were really, really bad. And so it's crashed, and they had to fire a lot of stuff. And this can happen when you play with the sharks, yes. And I said, okay, maybe he had better chances, but it's not always the banks, the big banks who are involved in this business. They have their own aims. They want to make money, and sometimes they make it always. So I thought, Mark Zuckerberg, he's big enough. His wife is from Asia. So as for me, that it looks like that he's open to the world, and this is the same like I am. And I said, okay, he had support, so he got something. He's open to the world. He's all over the world. He supported India, Nepal. The last days I saw it on Facebook, and I'm using his product, and I say, okay, so maybe he's one of my supporters if he is interested in. Well, I have to say I thought about it because I was not sure, but I said, okay, he's big enough. I think he's a good product, connecting people together. A lot of others say spying and blah blah blah. But I said the communication and the information all over the world, bringing the planet together. This is the greatest thing we can have. But no matter what people do, it's not so easy in these days to create war, to do things, and nobody notices. So I think this is wonderful, and there are so many